Welcome to the Make and Design Podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life.
Hey designers, today I want to talk about the unintended consequences of becoming a designer. Now that might sound a little bit scary. It might sound like, oh my gosh, doomsday, but I actually would love to talk because unintended consequences kind of has negative connotations with it. But instead, what I would like to do is just talk about the actual amazing benefits of being a designer and how they have affected my life in ways that I had no idea they would take me, okay? Those of you who are hanging out with me on the YouTube channel today, I am watercoloring. You guys know I like to mix it up. So I'm just kind of messing around today, and I do think it's really fascinating because I never know what's going to happen. I have no idea what I'm going to end up watercoloring. So just be aware, this is me putting myself out there and just messing around and letting you know that you can be as creative and you can make as many mistakes as you like. That's one of the most powerful things about what we do as designers. Okay, let's talk about unintended consequences. So probably the biggest unintended consequence that I didn't expect from becoming a designer was that my children would choose creative careers. Now, I think this is interesting because many of you have gone through this experience before. You guys know what I'm talking about, where like at some point in your life, someone told you you could not make money being a designer. You guys know, or being a creative or being an artist. And I see this all the time. And I think people really believe this about themselves, that they are not creative enough, they're not artistic enough, they're not innately talented enough, which is, of course, you guys know I feel is quite nonsensical. But because they've believed in it so long, it's very hard for them to then make the adjustment to the idea that they are worth it, that they are important enough for it, and that they should change some behavior so that they can be creative. But one of the things, I think especially as a young mom with my children, I did crazy things in order to be a stay-at-home mom and to be a designer at the same time. It's not everybody's choice. I have nothing against, in fact, I actually am quite jealous of the moms who made the decision that they would work, do their design stuff and then have their kids, go to daycare. That's fine. Like, it doesn't matter how you guys do it, right? It's just doing it, making sure you do the work. For me, my choice was to stay at home and try to fit my design work into the little pockets of time I had when my children were napping, when they were playing with toys, maybe when I was feeding them the TV and letting them watch some TV, right? Like, I mean, I am in no way a perfect mother. And I also think that it's okay to let your kids have some TV. Sorry for those of you who don't believe that. I really think it's okay. And then I worked very often in the evening, very late into the evening. At the time, I had to be a night owl just because of the way my kids' schedule was. And now I'm kind of the opposite. I'm an early bird, and I kind of made that change while my kids were, Charlie he's still in elementary school, but especially my two oldest are in high school, one of them's in college now. So I kind of made some changes based on what I was feeling about my life. But here's the bottom line. This is all to say, I worked, you guys. Like, I wasn't I sacrificed. I decided that this was my life and I wanted to be a designer, and it was important to me enough that I gave up lots of other things in order to design, okay? So that was my choice. I wanted to do that. I got a ton of slack about it, I'm gonna tell you guys, from other moms in the neighborhood and from family members who judged me for it. You guys, like, this is a life full of people who are going to judge you. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. People are going to judge you for your choices, whether you believe they're good or bad, okay? I still get judgment, which is so crazy because I'm the CEO of a relatively great small company, and I still get judged for it, okay? You guys, this is life, okay? So everything you choose, like should you decide you're like, I'm going to be a designer, I'm going to do this thing for myself, there are going to be people who are going to say, and they're going to judge you for your choices. They're going to say that you're not good enough. They're going to say, well, what about this? And shouldn't you be doing this? And they'll hit you in kind of like a hard spot where it hurts. And I'm here to tell you, like, there is just no getting away from that. There are just going to be people who are going to judge you. And usually, almost always, it's people who are not worthy of making any kind of judgment about you. That's the most fascinating thing about that. It's always people who are much lazier than you, who are not willing to put in the effort that you're willing to put in. It's a very fascinating thing, this whole judgment thing. Anyway, okay, I got off topic. Anyway, unintended consequences. So my children were young, and I didn't realize that by going after my dreams, making the decision that I was going to make money as a designer. No one talks about that. I was like, I am going to make money as a designer. Not only get contracts, but build steady sources of income, which also, like, not very sexy, right? It's the thing I teach because I think money is pretty sexy. And so this whole idea that we can make money as designers and we can do something different with our lives because we've got money, I think is actually really important. I'm not going to just teach Illustrator just to teach Illustrator. I just think that's nonsense. I'm going to teach you how to make a career. So all of that time doing those things, getting judged for my choices, which you guys know happens, right? The unintended consequence is my children, who are both I have 3, but so what I'm talking about is my 2 oldest, because the 2 oldest are the ones I can kind of see what's happening with them now, is they are choosing creative careers for themselves. And I think a lot of parents would say, nope, don't get a crazy English degree, or nope, don't get a crazy art degree. We'll see what kind of degrees they end up choosing, but I will tell you they're not super traditional degrees. And I just don't care. I don't care what they choose, because the thing that I have figured out, and it took me a long time to figure out because many of you guys know I have a Ph.D., is that all the good stuff I've learned doesn't actually happen in college. College is a foundational ground. It's a great place to really start getting some of those core independent thinking thoughts. I think it's a great place to kind of learn how to be a grown-up. But I have personally made the decision that my kids are going to have to get much more life experiences, and they're going to have to find other ways to learn the thing that they want to become. That college really isn't the end all for what I really want for them. And so I don't really care about their degrees. I care about what their trajectory is and what they want to do. And my kids really love the things they do. And they started doing them in high school. And that blew my mind. Like, I was definitely not a designer in high school. Like, nowhere close. In fact, I didn't really decide I was going to be a designer. Many of you guys know if you've read my book, until I did a master's degree in design. I didn't feel like I was artistic enough, and I didn't think it was something that can be learned, which, by the way, it absolutely can. And so I think this thing where I really pushed through, built my dream career, built something amazing for myself, the unintended consequence is my children's free thinking about what they can do with their lives. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, that is one of the greatest gifts I could have given my children. that we support them in their creative careers. We are excited for them. And when they say things, and Felicity has told me some crazy things that she wants to do, we support her in that. And I'm telling you guys this because I don't know if I would have always done that, because it felt so hard to build my design business. It felt so hard. For those of you in Design Suite, we give you step-by-step instructions to make you get there. I didn't have that. I was making it up as I went. And once we got it figured out, it was really good. But it took a solid amount of time and a Ph.D. behind me to get there. And I was doing it with very, very small children. So it did feel really hard back then. But I think that this unintended consequence of really affecting and changing the lives around you is a big deal. This is why we started Design Suite. That's why our company and Design Suite has made me really excited and hopeful for the future, because we are seeing designers making money, going after their dreams, doing the things they've always wanted to do. And I just never thought I would have that kind of impact, that my company could have that kind of impact. And that's really powerful. Once you start doing things out of your comfort zone and you start paying attention to your past and the unintended consequences that are both positive and negative from your past, you realize that your daily activities matter. That the things you choose to do, they really do matter. So, I guess I said I was going to talk about unintended consequences. I really only wanted to talk about one, and that is how we have the ability to change the future of those around us, not just ourselves. And for some of you, you are ready to model. You're ready to do some important things to change the lives of those around you. But the first step is you. You've got to do it yourself. You've got to put on our big girl pants and say, I'm going to go after this dream of mine. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to make money doing it. I'm going to be better than I currently am, and I'm going to be stronger, and I'm going to not worry about the judgment of others, and instead I'm going to go for it. Okay? So I hope that for you today, I hope that you are settling in to your own personal power as a designer and all the wonderful things that you have coming to you. And let those unintended consequences happen. For the most part, they're really good. Sometimes there are some bad ones. I'm having trouble thinking of any of those right now, but I have lots of great unintended consequences of going after my dreams. And I want that for you too.
Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.